Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I didn't have time, full day of teaching, to jump into really any content that wasn't like uncollected content, and so I didn't see much of anything regarding the side quest. But then when I checked my messages to try to get submissions for the best kind of luck with so many crystal openings today, it was crazy. Uh, I did receive some messages from some people that I trust and some friends saying this new side quest sucks. And it's like Kabam's revenge on the Summer of Pain. And so I'm not saying that that's not an argument that could be true, particularly the last chapters. But what I did tonight is I just did the first chapter, and I've stopped at the boss to start recording this video. And yeah, there's been some annoying things about these paths. Particularly, like, maybe it's just me, but I don't like when it goes from path A to path B. Because if you're not paying attention, you can easily skip to the boss. And yes, at least in this chapter, you can restart it. But if you're building your combo with Aegon, you don't want to lose that combo. So that was annoying. And then, I've talked about this extensively on my channel this year. But there are two skill champs I hate to fight. Hitmonkey is one of them, and Mole Man is the other. Well, Mole Man's not here, but Hitmonkey unfortunately is, and he's got some pretty frustrating nodes. And that's, by the way, like easy Hitmonkey, right? Like I'm not talking about Hitmonkey like that is probably going to take your revives guaranteed with all the BS nodes on top of that, especially since I've heard it's the bane of your existence, which is not the Dark Knight Bane, but instead is the, Bane. I haven't fought Bane in a long time. So I got to Shang-Chi. I tried getting the evade charge with Hitmonkey, but then after a certain fight, I'd run out of charges. And so I was like, screw it, I'm just going to use Aegon. So I brought in Proxima Knight for Corvus, and I guess technically also Aegon to keep that combo shield. I got to almost 200 hits carried over. Now this is a rank 3 Aegon Sig 200. Obviously most people don't have that. You might have a rank 5 Sig 200 5-star. But I love using Aegon. I miss it. I have Aegon nostalgia because there's just not too many pieces of content in the game that you can carry over a 200 plus combo. I think the only time I really do it monthly now is Incursions. So I got the combination of the close encounters, but also the regen at the beginning of the fight with the restoration kit synergy between Nick Fury and Deadpool X-Force, which is one of my favorites. And so 15 hits for Aegon for the boss. I know it's not the boss, but it's a boss. And this is also something that I want to point out. So I thought I did everything correct and followed all of the paths, but both times I hit 84%. And I wonder if it's path B again that I missed. So I'll at least get to show you. Oh, man. Okay, so 96% done. I guess I've got one path left. This video is only at 3 minutes. We can join in on the fun. So let's just see. Now, I guess, for better or for worse, this can't happen once it gets harder, right? Because you can't quit to the boss, or you used to not be able to. So path F's done. Path E is done. D, C. Both times, it was path B. Maybe it stands for brain dead, and that's kind of what I've been doing. But I also feel like, I don't know. Has anybody else encountered a glitch where you have to go back and do path B in the last two parts of chapter 1? Because I feel like that shouldn't be a glitch, right? Like you should only be able to do either go to the boss or go to the next path. You shouldn't be able to just skip a path but then somehow still go back to the boss. Maybe it's user error. Wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm committed to finishing this. I thought it was going to be fully explored, and then it was 84%, but it makes me feel a little bit better. But I guess I did the same thing twice in a row. But again, it's hard to believe. I feel like the only time you should accidentally do that is if you're fighting the boss, which I almost did a couple of times because I just wasn't paying attention and thought, I'll just keep choosing path A. Well, no, I went from path A to path B to path A to path B, but thankfully I did not have to worry about that. So again, I had Aegon at almost a 200 combo, but I guess starting him from 0 is fine. I won't be too bitter. I also feel like the game's about to crash because you're seeing how long it's taking to load this fight. Had I known that would be the case, I would have restarted the game, and maybe it's going to force me to anyway. But we're just hanging out. I'm recording this at like 2 a.m. because I clearly don't have a life. And I also only have a certain window to record videos, and usually it's at night. So, yeah. Isn't that crazy? Isn't my life something? Not sure why I'm adding an accent to this, like when I used to go tell people I was from Texas when I moved to New Mexico, and it impressed nobody. Okay. So, I hate this fight the most, like I said. But sure, we'll use Aegon. Since I had no luck with Hitmonkey evading Corvus for multiple paths. This node that he has, the protection node, that keeps you at 1,000. It's great to build Aegon's combo, but when you're using Corvus, not so good. And I'm gonna get a little risky. Why not? We'll bait his special too. Maybe. This is where it gets risky when... Oh. Okay, well, that turned out okay. I mean, it's path B. What's the big deal, right? I shouldn't pretend like I'm impressed with that. That's not that big a deal. I know I'm not the best at the game, but I'm not so bad that this could be where I lay down my pride. There we go. See? I told you. You can just feel now when the game's going to crash. You can just feel it. Well, this has turned into quite the random video. But I'm going to continue it. Maybe it'll be... I always try to keep it under 10 minutes. I'm sorry if this one is over 10 minutes. But sometimes people say they like longer videos. Is this a daily crystal on top of what I forgot to claim? Yeah. And it gave me my goal of 7. Okay, well, see, the game just wanted me to claim a daily crystal. I still say, I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. Let us claim the daily crystal with the daily calendar. Come on. How is that so hard to understand? Alright, well, good news is these should be very quick fights. Do you see how between the close encounters and the restoration kit synergy, Aegon's health just rocketed up? It's a beautiful thing. So, a bit of advice to the layman player out there. Bring in that synergy if you have Aegon. And honestly, like if I do decide, and I probably will because I've got all those revives to burn from compensation, though I feel like it would be smarter of me to use that on completing more of 7 too. I don't know. If I take on the final chapters of this, I think that's the only path I needed. So now, this is where it makes sense. If you mess up, you're just supposed to go straight to the boss, Like, come on. Anyhow, my point is, maybe I shouldn't use these revives on the others. Maybe I should use it on this, but we'll see. Okay, so we're just beating this guy down. Yeah. I'm degening like a degenerate. Hopefully somebody appreciated that joke. Alright, he's gone. He's gonna be gone after this. See you. Have a good night. Okay, so other than me missing path B both times and still being confused as to whether or not that was user error or a glitch, the rewards, especially the units, are really impressive. Like, really impressive. And I think for like players like Mama Bear, who's looking to get Tier 5 basic Callus fragments and Tier 2 Alpha to finally become Thronebreaker, shout out to her, after buying the Cavalier monthly deal, this is the perfect thing for her, because she can do it. The difficulty is very fair for Chapter 1, and I think the rewards, especially a free 5-star crystal, and 20 generic 5-star 6 stones and some Tier 5 basic, along with the units, are solid. So I get why people are complaining about how it feels like it's the summer of pain in terms of a worse difficulty when you get to Chapter 2. But Chapter 1, for so many summoners, is going to help you. You get a ton of free units, other than the time it takes to do it. You can, if you lose your guys, you're close to quitting out, you can go to the boss and then restart. Like, Chapter 1 is awesome. I have nothing to say about Chapter 2 yet because I haven't tried it. But Chapter 1 is really helpful. So, I think people expected me to just bury the side quest and talk about how dumb it was. Not in this video. In this video, other than the glitch of Path B in the last couple of parts, because it happened to me both counter and finish them. Missed Path B. Can't tell you why. But whatever. I ended up doing it. Cost me 0 revives, 0 units. I gained a ton of units from it, and I'm thankful for that. So, Chapter 1 for Uncollected and Cavalier players, really good. Even Conqueror players if you can push yourself. Chapter 2 to be continued. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one. I'm happy with how this turned out.